Hey everybody, and welcome to the weekend. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, hang in there, you're almost there.
You know I always come in dancing. I love the countdown to the weekend.
And welcome to another episode of A Blind Guy,
His Wife,
Their Life Live. On this channel, we explore entertainment, career choices, and turning passions into professions, and health and wellness as we introduce you to fabulous people in our personal and professional networks that we've met along our journey. And we're here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See, that's what happens when you try to jump the gun. Try to outdo your wife.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a reason why this show is called Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. You know, I'm handling things.
Forget who's top billing, Blind Guy, because I'm in charge.
I think it's alphabetically, alphabetical order. Yeah, that's the only reason
that's
why.
Your story, you stick it to it. Okay.
Boom.
Well, like she said, we're here every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we spend a half hour or so with fabulous people that have a great story to share as we change the narrative of what it means to be normal. Now, this broadcast is member supported by viewers like you. How can they be part of the Blind Guy, His Wife family?
Well, guys, scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen, you see buymeacoffee.com/Blind Guy, His Wife. So that means if you click that link, it will take you to a donation page where you can support this production by buying us coffees. You'll see the information there. You'll see me and Corey, so you'll know it's us. And it'll say, Corey's eyes don't work. He has a wife. They celebrate life. Corey's eyes don't work. He cannot see. When you scroll down, you click 1 coffee, 3 coffees, or 5 coffees, or you type in however many coffees you want to buy. So if you want to purchase 43 coffees to help support this stream, you can add your name, leave a nice message, and it shows how much you are supporting this stream for. 100% of proceeds are contributed to Atupan Edutainment Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that Corey and I started 22 years ago. So, Corey, I was scrolling. I don't see that information on the screen about where the proceeds go. It's usually right there underneath where you support. So I don't know. Maybe we got to check that out. Yeah. Either way, we are storytellers. And so we've left you a nice story there as a treat. You can watch that video even if you don't buy a coffee, because the best way to support this stream is with a thumbs up.
Thumb rush the button.
Like this video, share it with other people. That's the best support we can ever get. We're already doing the work, and we do appreciate you guys being here.
Now, we have a fabulous lineup for you today. We have some very special guests. We got a group of friends, young friends that are near and dear to our hearts. They call themselves cabs. It looks like cabs. Well, yeah, they are cabs. And we're going to actually let them come in and say a quick hello to you. Come on in, cabs.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
Cabs, you're bringing us the word on the street today, right?
Yes.
All right, we can't wait to hear what some of you young whippersnappers got to give to us old heads today. All right?
Yes, they look brand new. They look young. I'm sure they've got new words. So, all right, guys, we're ready to hear you soon. All right, see you soon.
See ya.
And we also have a fabulous guest today. She is a lifesaver, and I don't mean the candy or that little ring you toss out on people that fall into the water that can't swim. She is, however, someone that could help you if you were either choking on a lifesaver or had got saved out of the pool. She is a CPR trainer. She is a first aid trainer, and she trains doulas. And doulas help with bringing life into the world, helping mothers to have easy childbirth. She is none other than the fabulous, delightful, energetic Deena Franklin.
Hey,
hey guys.
Good morning. How are you today?
Morning. I am amazing. I'm so thankful to be here. You guys give an amazing platform for us to share our mission, and I love the dancing. So let's go.
Love it. Well, we will see you soon. This is awesome. We're excited. See you soon.
See you soon.
And with March Madness approaching, basketball tournaments and all sorts of things going on, we have a great plant-based treat for you today that you can make that will go good as you sit down here and enjoy some of your favorite activities on television.
It's one of my favorite, guys. You know, we're always trying to get you to eat more fruits and vegetables. So for our plant-based treat for the day, we'll give you a sneak peek.
Easy guacamole or avocado toast.
Boom, just like that. Simple and sweet. All right, Corey, go ahead.
And if you guys out there are going to be following the tournaments out there, let us know who you're following, who you think has a chance to go to the big dance and take it all the way to the house when it comes to basketball, college basketball.
Oh, wait a minute. I tried to, you know how you break your wrist, but aren't you supposed to have the other arm up? Like you can't just do it with one hand when you shoot, right? You got to act like you're holding the ball.
No,
and then...
I mean, Kevin Duckworth, he used to play for the Portland Trailblazers. He used to do a one-handed shot when he did foul shots.
Oh, okay. I got it going on.
Yeah, so you can get away with that.
Got it. Well, let's say good morning. Let's see who's out here.
Okay, I'm reading the comments today. We got PWJ, Philip Waldo Jr. in the house.
Guys, just so that you know, I do read the comments to Corey since he cannot see. It does help him to engage with our audience. Of course, sometimes you'll hear his phone talking in the background because he can't see. His phone does talk, so that means, you know, you might hear some stuff. But I'll be reading the comments today, so that way we can know who's out there, who's chatting. And guys, yeah, definitely chat it up. We will engage with you. Guess who's first? Corey and actually said first, and he's first to be first.
It's David Hunt.
Hey.
Last time David Hunt was first to be 8. But David got in first. David Hunt has a fabulous YouTube channel. You actually listen to his music, morning meditations while you're editing videos, right?
Yes, actually I'm doing some tech stuff right now. You know, David Hunt is a tech guy. And so it always helps for, you know, David to be in the house. Yeah, like he gives me tech tips and all of that stuff if I need it. He's a part of a tech community, but he's a musician and he's actually creating courses right now. So David, good morning.
Check out David's YouTube channel. David Hunt is the YouTube channel.
And then, of course, Philip Waldo Jr. is saying, good morning, all. And to go ahead, because I was going to say to follow it up, David Hunt was just reinforcing first.
Yeah, they wrote that in PWJ's face. PWJ,
Right.
you been coming in second and third, man. You got to get back in the first place pony.
So we also have David Hunt saying, bum rush the like button, guys. You know what to do. Hit the like, hit that thumbs up. We enjoy it. And hey there, this is JoJo. This is JoJo's giving us a hand clap. So good morning to you.
Good morning. This is JoJo.
So we got folks chiming in, folks viewing from all places. I say we teach these folks some new words. Corey, what do you say?
Sure. It's time for today's word on.
Oh, wait, Corey. The people that usually do our sound effects are actually giving us the word on the street. So I'll see if I can do sound effects as well as bring them in. We'll see what happens.
All right, rewind. It's time for today's word on the street by Cavs.
Cavs, is that how you say it? Good morning, guys. They left. They're back.
Hi.
All right, so we got a group of friends here that make up Cavs. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
My name is Brooklyn. I'm Ariana.
I'm Zaria.
I'm Christiana.
And I'm Coco.
Well, wait a minute. The way you did it now, you're bad because you did it backwards. So
They gotta say it in order.
You gotta say it in order.
Just let's get to
Christiana, Camille, Ariana, Brooklyn, and Zaria. 5 fabulous young ladies. You guys got a word on the street that you can educate us old heads about, old heads like Philip Waldo Jr. Can you tell us what the word on the street today is?
Today's word on the street is big brain.
What does that mean?
Big brain means you can think fast on your feet.
And that you're a creative problem solver.
Like big brain, an example is like if you and your friend are trying to come up with something to outsmart or trick somebody or do something to somebody else, and the plan works, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's so big brain! You're so big brain." And we all had our big brain moments before. Like, all right, what was your big brain moment?
When I was in class and I was doing my work, and the teacher told me I had my answer wrong, and I actually had it right, and he went back to go do his work on the board and saw what he got wrong.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm outsmarting teachers. Oh, it feels so good to know that you're smarter than teacher. Coco, so y'all know y'all three have had y'all big brain moments because y'all always trying to con us to our stuff. So, what's your big brain moment, Coco?
Well, I hit Christiana was backing up, and I hit my elbow on something, and I was like, "Ow!" And she was like, "Please don't cry. I'll do anything for you." And I was like, "Be my servant for a day."
That was not that fun.
Sounds like to me that's another word on the street called drama queen, because you didn't really hurt yourself, but you used your drama skills to actually con your sister into doing something. So, well, you guys, we didn't have that word. You said big brain. We didn't have a word like that.
I don't think we were using big brain. Yeah, not at all. But Tanya Rollins Shadley is saying, good morning, everyone. Hey there, TRS Productions. She is saying hello to you guys. She is a thespian herself. And so she's saying good morning. And Ebony Design Salon is giving you guys hearts and smiley faces. That's Aunt Portia, just in case you guys didn't know.
Portia.
And then we also have Philip Aldo Jr. giving you guys hand claps. He is excited about your word of the day. And David Hunt, Corey, just so that you know, he's talking to Philip Aldo Jr. He says, Corey called you old. I'm getting popcorn. So the old people are talking to each other. So I guess we're going to have to say goodbye to you all for now. But you've done a wonderful job. And thank you for bringing us that word, big brain. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you soon.
Big brain. Well, these kids come up with some stuff these days. You know, my parents thought we were going crazy. We were saying bad, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good.
Mm-hmm.
So big brain. Okay, that's a little above me, but okay. Well, we enjoyed our word on the streets for the day, but it's now time to talk to a person who is big brain because she's saving lives and leaving a legacy all at the same time. She is the founder of Hands Over Hearts for Life.
Speaking of Hands Over Hearts for Life, Corey, Ebony Design Salon was giving the big brain kids some applause. We got Tanya Rollins Shadley saying, wonderful job. We got to get you on the show, Tanya. You know, she was singing at the theater last month, doing a great job. Oh, my goodness, guys, this is real life. We got the phones ringing off the hook in the studio. So let's just make sure this is like taking out some of that background noise. Let's see what we can do about this fabulous setup we got here. We also have Philip Aldo Jr. saying, David Hunt, sit back and enjoy. They're already starting. I think we should get our guests in here because the people in the chat will cut up every time.
So what do you do if you have a business or you're a child care provider or you have your own salon or you have some sort of business or you're just at home as a parent and you find yourself in a situation where you need to do some rescue activities as far as CPR and Heimlich maneuver are concerned. What do you do and you're not sure on how to do it? Well, you get training from someone at Hands Over Hearts for Life. So today, to talk about how she's saving lives and leaving a legacy, we're going to talk to Deena Franklin, the founder of Hands Over Hearts. So it's time for today's featured guest, Miss Deena Franklin.
Woo, let's bring her in. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you guys again for having me. Such an amazing program. I'm so hyped.
We're glad you're here. And
yes, we are just as excited. You know, you're saving lives every day. At least, you know, that's the way we look at it because you're training other people and your online presence is amazing. We have all of your info scrolling right down there at the bottom of the screen. Hands Over Hearts for Life. Deena Franklin, you know, you're mainly Hands Over Hearts for Life. So depending on which platform, we can find you, right?
Right, definitely. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes, and Philip Waldo Jr. is welcoming you. He says, welcome, Deena. And,
thank you, Philip.
Why is he saying hurry? Because Cora's going to bring back the 4 stripe ideas sneakers. Wait, IDAS, what's that?
Oh, those like the fake Adidas. We had 4 strikes instead of 3. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Funny how you know about it, though.
Everybody walked past, I'm not going to say the name of the store, but everybody walked past Bobo's R Us and saw those.
They're doing too much. They laughing. David's laughing. And Ed Phillips like, hey, Corey thinks they're called Adidas. Anyways, let's get started, Corey. Where are we going to start?
Well, Deena, you have an interesting story because Hands Over Heart is your company, and it was born out of ideas that came to you when you were doing work in the medical field. You started out as a child care provider, then you went to be a CNA, and then you went to be a cardiac tech. And then it was there that the idea, I know you've always been an entrepreneur, but the idea for Hands Over Heart was born. So can let everybody know how you got to be where you are today with Hands Over Heart?
Yeah, I'm sharing her website while she talks, Corey, so that they see like this is where you wind up. Go ahead, Deena, tell us a little bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for this opportunity to be able to share with you guys. So as I said, I spent 20 years in healthcare. Part of that time was a cardiac tech. And during that time, I became a CPR instructor. The intention at the original time was to support my healthcare organization that I worked with, teaching fellow staff members CPR in order to keep their certifications up. So that was a part of my employment, but I did see that I wanted to maybe use that as a platform to maybe generate some part-time income, right? So the way that it happened was I would teach friends. They would come over to my house. If they needed to recertify, they were like staff at the hospital where I worked or at other hospitals where I've had relationships with people. And they would come over, I'd get their certifications renewed, things like that. They might give me a couple dollars. Definitely not a money maker. It was just something to backfill and help people as well as do it for my job. And then one day I had a nurse practitioner friend of mine. She's also a fellow Hampton High crabber. And she had her boyfriend at the time had a tattoo shop. They had an incident where somebody went into cardiac arrest in the shop, probably during getting a tattoo, and it let them realize that they needed to be prepared in case of emergency. And so at that time, when she came to me and said, would you go there and teach them CPR? You know, the dollar sign kind of went above my head. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is an opportunity for me to create a business. It's like you guys said, I've always had kind of like this entrepreneur spirit. I tried all sorts of crazy things. None of them really panned out. But when I went and I taught them, it was a liberating experience to see people who had zero knowledge on emergency preparedness to feeling completely empowered when I left. And we had a great time doing it. And my son later on ended up getting a tattoo there, but that's a different story. So in any case, I ended up coming home. I'm so excited. I text all my children in our group chat and I said, look, I'm going to start a business. I need a name for it. Whoever picks the best name, I'm going to give you $50. And so at that time, my second oldest daughter, she named the business Hands Over Hearts. I added the for life. She got her $50. And here we are today with a full-blown business. And I'm just excited. I love what I do. I love teaching people, empowering them to be able to be prepared in case of an emergency. So that's how I was born.
Now, speaking of your children,
this is good. No, wait, Corey. You know, her friends are in here. Speaking of your children, I don't know. This is a friend, actually. Vicky Atkinson is saying, Deena, my friend. Yay.
Right.
She is. She's also one of my business partners. I have a couple of businesses, and she also is a volunteer for Hands Over Hearts for Life. So I love you, Vicky. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, this is wonderful. You know, the God in Me 31 is saying, Happy African Day, Kings and Queens.
All right, God.
Yes.
Hello, happy African Day to you. He's saying African Queen 1, which is Giselle. Hello, family. It's right. Giselle. Yes, I took CPR classes, and she says I used to be a SAC counselor, SACC. What is a SACC counselor, Deena?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I've never heard of a SAC counselor. So if you could put in the chat, I'd love to know what it is.
Okay, I thought she was going to explain it here. She said her CPR certification has been expired. So we were showing your website. You have all these different services. People can hop back in there and they can, they can get recertified because you're mobile, so that you do travel from DC all the way down to North Carolina, is it?
That's correct. DC to North Carolina.
Right, because on your site, we were showing where, you have several locations. So people come to you, they wear a mask, you have all of your policies right there. And we also have Milton. He's a businessman. So you're talking, Milton owns several businesses, and so he's a businessman.
There you go. He's a businessman.
Well, I love it. I'm a businesswoman.
A businesswoman.
Yeah.
Wait, Corey, your boy's here. Wow, I'm here just in time. Deena smile got my heart going. Yes. Talk about, I'm gonna need some CPR. I already see Philip Waldo Jr. grabbing his check. These
I'm coming to
guys,
join you, Elizabeth.
I know.
With some Adidas on.
They're chatting it up, and then of course, Philip Waldo Jr. is laughing at you. At Philip Waldo Jr., he's laughing at XDMC, saying not that Fred Sanford, but guess who else is here? Greetings to my favorite family, friends, and special guests and/or guests.
Supernova.
You already know.
You
Yes.
already know it's Supernova. Supernova in the house.
So here's the thing. Milton is saying he really likes the name of the business. And, your daughter named the business. We're looking at the website. It's now a full-fledged business. And I know Giselle says that she worked in an aftercare program in the public school. So that was one of their requirements. And Philip Waldo Jr., his just expired. You are in the Hampton Roads area. You'll travel to people in the DMV region, Maryland, Virginia,
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina, all of those states. So tell us about, school-age childcare is what SACC stands for.
Okay.
So
Well, I think
go ahead, because
I know what a lot of people don't know about you. They can see it on your website if they check out about what's all about Hands Over Hearts. But you are a mother of 8, and you have found a way to create a legacy through this business for your children. And
That's correct.
so you have children that are in the medical field, you have children that work for you, not only just naming the business, but also that are working with you. So there's a story of a lady named Deena who was bringing up 8 children.
it doesn't say that right under, about me. I have 8 kids, 5 grandkids, cool husbands, spunky parents. So, you teach. I was bringing up all of those people whose requirements have been canceled because Deena, she teaches at all these different places, gyms. She teaches for babysitting courses, for aftercare programs. But like Corey just asked, how did this become a moneymaker? How did this become a business? A legacy, yeah, because you didn't start out, you started out working because you have 5 children by birth, 3 children by love, so you're a blended family. So, tell us how you grew into a business. And I'll share your Facebook page, and I'm sorry, your Instagram while you're talking, because that's
awesome. So it really was this concept, and I spent a lot of time. I always say write a vision and make it plain. I wrote it out. I kind of saw it before I actually saw it. And so it started off at the house, and I bought 2 mannequins. Actually, my first 2 mannequins were donated to me by my pastor. So I didn't buy the first set of mannequins. And so that was a blessing right there. And so I started teaching in the living room, and my kids saw me create this business. And so I always told them, this is for you guys. This business is for you. So as you said, I have children in healthcare. I have a daughter who's going to school to be a PA. She eventually will be kind of the medical director of this organization. I have a daughter who is doing kind of a pre-med midwifery program. She's at Virginia Tech. She will take over the doula part of the business. My son, who's an actor and also partners with Atupon, actually, he is one of my admin assistants. He also helps me with marketing. And my baby boy, he is just getting ready to become an instructor so he can backfill some of the classes. We are getting slammed, and I'm so excited about it because, like you said, I'm creating a legacy. The goal is to eventually franchise it, and that when God calls me home, these kids are going to have residual income for the rest of their lives, and that's the plan. Is to create a legacy and not only impact my family but my community as well. I believe in the power of being prepared. I just do. So
you are prepared. This is so good because Milton says, how do we get past the fear of performing CPR? He's not wanting to cause more harm. And then I don't know if you can answer this or if Corey's supposed to answer this. Does Corey still have his chicken back sandwich shop?
That's a nasty sandwich, by the way.
Now, so no, I don't have my chicken back sandwich shop.
So we're gonna answer Milton's question. Zenobia is saying salute to the super mom.
Thank you so much.
Your kids are seeing this, and Giselle is giving advice. She's saying, I never did stop being fearful, but I remembered to stay calm.
Yes. And that's key. That's key. And you can't stay calm if you don't know what to do. So the purpose of taking the class is to ease your fear. You are empowered. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be scary. It just means that you're empowered to know what to do. All 50 states have the Good Samaritan law, which says if you help somebody in good faith without doing harm intentionally, right? Now, things happen. And I always tell people, that's right. Exactly. Right, the vision. Come on. And so, I always tell people you've got to be prepared, right? And so if you know what to do when it happens, fear will set in, but God did not give us what? The spirit of fear, right? But a power of love and a sound mind. And so with that being said, that doesn't mean that you're not going to be scared, but those laws are there to protect you. And I always tell folks, injury is always going to be better than death. You may hurt somebody doing CPR. That is the reality of the thing. But if you don't try, they're probably definitely going to die. But if you do try, you give them a fighting chance. And I side all the time. We give them a fighting chance. I'd rather have a broken rib than to not be here because somebody was scared to do something to me. And if they want to sue you because you tried to save their lives, then that's a whole nother conversation, right?
Corey, that's the whole different conversation that hopefully you won't have to have because, hopefully you can reason with them. Maybe if their heart was weak, they'll die before the litigation is done. I don't know. Maybe it'll resolve itself.
It won't even make it to court. Virginia has great Good Samaritan laws, so it wouldn't even make it to court.
And speaking of Good Samaritan laws, Corey, Philip Aldo Jr. had put that Habakkuk 2, chapter 2, verse 2 plan. So, when she was saying like, write the vision, make it plain, don't have a spirit of fear, different things like that. Like you got to move forward. But Sonal is saying she loves how you're incorporating your children at all levels of management.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And, speaking of talking about the spirit of fear, I had to go through CPR training and when I was blind, when I was working at a museum, a children's museum. So I had to actually be trained in doing CPR. And I was kind of like, how am I going to do this? And I can't see. I said, if I'm walking and somebody falls out on the floor, I'll probably trip them and kill them that way before I get into CPR. But I actually was able to do it. And if I must say so myself, I was one of the faster learners in the classroom and, got my certification in and out within an hour. So,
why? Because you were just listening and not watching?
Because I was listening and paying attention. And it's hands-on. It's hands-on for somebody that's blind. It's hands-on. So you've had experience teaching people with different abilities.
Yes, I have.
Do CPR. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So one specific situation that I remember is we had a paraplegic. She was wheelchair bound. She was very concerned about how she was going to be able to perform CPR. So we were able to accommodate her, put the mannequin on the table and things like that. But more than being able to physically perform CPR, we talked to her about being a coach in a situation like that, because every scenario needs kind of like a leader to kind of take charge, right? And so even if she physically couldn't get on the floor and do CPR, she could be the one to keep the scene safe. She could be the one to call 911. She can be the one to give the person doing compressions, constructive feedback. And so when we empowered her to not think about what she can't do, but think about what she can do, that she not only passed the class, passed the test, but she was empowered and glad that she came. And so I always celebrate different abilities. We don't ever tell somebody you can't take the class because you can't get on the floor or you don't have enough arm strength. Everybody plays a role in emergency preparedness. And if there's other people around, you create yourself an environment and a team, and you guys work together for the good of what's going on. And so she was happy. I was happy. She left celebrating the fact that she took class with me. And so that's probably the biggest one I can remember. We do children. We teach grandmas and grandpas who have custody of their grandchildren and haven't had little children around in a long time to feel good about being prepared in case something happens. So it's the diversity of the people that we are in front of every day is amazing, from business owners to personal care aides to new parents to young children who are a part of Boy Scout and Girl Scout groups and they need to get their badge. It's just an amazing place to meet people and empower them to do good things. So
now speaking of new parents and little children, you also have a branch of your business, Hands Over Hearts for Labor, where you offer doula training. And doulas are near and dear to our heart because when LaQuita had our first daughter, we had a doula. She was a massage therapist, a licensed massage therapist. She's now a chiropractor. And so she still can do doula services. But can you explain to our viewers what a doula is for those that
Sure.
And so, also, Deena, before you explain, we also have a question from the people in the chat. You know, when we were talking about saving lives or going to litigation later, you know, Giselle brought up a good point. She says it's crazy, but that is the way it is sometimes. So we have a couple of questions. She asked, have you ever had any real situation where you've had to put your training to use? And she also asked, Zenobia asked, do you use the Bee Gees song when you're performing CPR?
I do. So I pride myself on being the fun CPR instructor. If you've ever taken a class before, it's kind of boring. You know, it's mundane. The instructor is like, press hard and fast and go at a rate of 120. You know, no, I bring real life stories. I'm laughing, I'm joking. I'm actually singing the Bee Gees song. I don't know which one the Bee Gees is, but the one I like is
that's it.
Staying alive. Because other songs, another one bites the dust, and nobody wants to sing that when you're doing CPR.
No, not doing CPR, no.
But those are the two songs that, you know, people affiliate with doing CPR. So, yeah, we do still use that. And have I ever, in healthcare settings, yes, in daycare settings, not full CPR, but definitely choking and definitely first aid measures where we've had to stop bleeding, major cuts, broken bones. I'm also a cheer coach, lots of concussions. And so I've seen it all. And as far as CPR, definitely in the healthcare setting for over 20 years, I've been in many situations where I've had to not only see it, but be a part of it. Is it scary? It's just like having kids. It doesn't get any easier. And each one is different, but you do what you got to do to get through. So
absolutely. And so, you know, when Corey mentioned hands over hearts for labor, on your page, when we go to our services offered on your website, I just put the website in the link so you guys can go there yourself. And when you're here, you can always click on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. All of the contact information is right there in the header. So when we click on About Doulas, what that does is it takes us to a place where the color changes, which is so cool because then we are into hands over hearts for love. And so that's where we're looking at this. Wait, this is not the right one. This is for love. I want to show the babies.
But go back. And actually, I think I forgot the question that Corey asked me. I get so excited when I talk about this. You know, when you create something, it just is all over your mind all day, every day. But I know he asked me a question about doulas, and I don't remember what. But if you go to the At the Heart of Labor button, that will actually take you to my doula page. And so, as you said, you know, you had one. I've done several babies. I've had 5 children, and I didn't have a doula, but what I do believe in is a positive birth story. And so when this program came to me and somebody said, have you ever thought about being one? And I was like, no, but I'll go look into it, right? And I fell in love. And so, you know, doulas are there to support moms during birth. We don't replace the medical professionals. We don't replace the husband or wife or whatever. But what we do is we support the family during that time. And when you bring somebody into the world, that's not only physically taxing, but it's emotionally taxing. And so, and I believe that life starts at that first moment when mom sees baby, and it creates a relationship that lasts for the rest of their life. So if you can create that positive birth story, even in an emergency situation, it can still turn lemons to lemonade if you have somebody who's going to bring that light. And so that's what I believe in for my doula program, just like in CPR. If you can bring light to that situation, it may not always be a great situation, but in all bad things and all adversity, opportunity shows up. So,
right. You know, we do have another question from Giselle. She says, what has been your best moment when you're teaching others? Because while you tell us about your best moment about teaching others, I'll remind you of the question, but I'm going to share this person on your Facebook page because it's a young person, and you know, you're celebrating her birthday here, and it says here, you know, celebrating, let's see, helping our newest instructor teach his first class. That's not it. Oh, here it is. Happy birthday to our admin assistant, Kyla. So here's Kyla. I don't know if this is your favorite moment, teaching someone or whatever, but I know she's a young person that you're currently teaching about business.
Yes, she is actually Vicky, the young lady who's watching. That is her daughter, and she is my admin assistant. So not only am I teaching her, how to do administrative things so she can have job skills, but also what it's like to work for yourself and to be a business owner and to be self-motivated and self-driven. And so I'm excited because she already does photography, and so she's really, really, really coming into her own. I don't think that she'll ever have a job, to be honest, because she just has all these creative things, and I love pouring into her. And we're nowhere near. We're like the surface of where I want to be as far as pouring into her and teaching her. So yes, she's really cool. My favorite moment, I would have to say, is going to sound crazy at first, right? So just rock with me, right? And so I had to go teach CPR for a church group, and it was a young group of boys, and the ages were 4 to 18, right? And when I went in, and I don't want to say the location because some of this might be a little, but the boys were everywhere. I mean, they were everywhere. As soon as I laid the mannequins down, they picked them up, body slammed them. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never doing this again, right? But ultimately, I had this one little boy, right? This one little boy. And he said, ma'am, I want to know how to do this. I want to know. And he was just so intentional and paying attention. He was like, show me how to place my hands. Am I pressing hard enough? And he was so intentional. He said, when I grow up, I want to help people. I want to do CPR. And for me, that one little boy made such a difference. It was 14 other kids, and the rest of them drove me crazy. But that one little boy, he warmed my heart. And so when I think about teaching, I think about, you can't always save the masses. Some people come in and they just get it so they can work, right? And then some people get their certification so that they can, be empowered. But some people really care, and that little kid he cared. And I drove home that night, and it was pitch black, and my mannequins had footprints all over them. And this was a free class, by the way. It was a community class. So my Hands and Hearts for Love is the community part of my business. So I didn't get paid for that, but that was well worth all the 3 hours of the other 14 kids.
Right, because Philip got jokes, Corey. It sounds like you taught Corey.
Oh, that's okay. Deena, it is one time that's okay to use Another One Bites the Dust for CPR. That's when,
and that's right now, right?
That's when that's when you're dealing with a Cowboy fan.
Another
one gone, another one done.
Well, Giselle is just saying, "Oh, that's so sweet." Okay, sis, rocking with you because you said, "Okay, just rock with the story," right?
Right.
Excuse me, I'm allergic. Corey, thank you. And so
breaking out half nuts next to her.
Sanal says your name really is perfect for what you do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so this is great. Everybody is excited about this information. They're excited about, Hands Over Hearts for Life, Hands Over Hearts for Love, and then what was the other one?
At the Heart of Labor.
Labor, right. Your websites are amazing. I know those things did not invent themselves. I know you said that you had your own website that you had built before that, but you invested in, someone building this out. And along with them building this out, there comes a payment because, of course, everything costs. And but he was able to give you this theme that went across all of your websites. So we see your brand is there, it's prominent. We know exactly who we're looking at because the logo will match for either of them. And then the other part is that you said he's been a business reference. So this is not just, this is not just a matter of like, you just got a website out of this. This has been a matter of, and I stopped the screen because once I clicked that button, it took me to another one of your sites that opens up. So I'm just going to pull that one up as well. But go ahead and tell us a little bit about, finish up, I guess, with how this business stuff has grown. People think you just woke up like this. When they see,
Lord, no, I wish.
Yeah, they think that, okay, so you knew what kind of insurance to get. How did you know what to do? didn't you just figure this stuff out? Philip Waldo Jr. is saying that's really awesome work.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you.
So finish this up with the business aspect of it for people that are wondering, well, how do I do this?
Yeah, that's very big. And so as I was sharing with you guys yesterday, Google and God, if it wasn't for those two things, literally, it's probably the other way around, God and Google, right? And I just researched everything and I asked the right questions. And in the first few years, it was bootleg. That's just how business starts, right? It was in my living room with one or two mannequins, the TV in the living room. My kids are trying to get ready for school and I've got class going on. My husband's trying to get ready for work and he's trying to scramble eggs. And in the middle of the living room where everybody is, I'm teaching CPR, and it was hectic and it was crazy. But that in those times, I really felt growth happening, because at first it was one or two students and then it was three or four. And then one day when I had 10 grown men in my house and I was there alone, I realized it's time to go get a place, right? And so at that point in time, I knew I needed to put some structure in place between, research, the Small Business Association. The city of Hampton has an amazing business office, lots of free mentoring. And I tell people all the time, the paperwork is actually not the hard part. You can either do it yourself or you can pay somebody. In the beginning, I did it myself. I researched insurance companies. I put on what I thought was right. When I got a little bigger, decided to do this full time, left the hospital, I went and paid a lawyer, got the information from the lawyer, and learned how to do it myself. And now I don't use him anymore. And so it's always learning and always evolving. And as far as the website, his name, and I'll give him a plug. His name is Joseph Cooper. He's up north and he's a CPR instructor as well. He runs a CPR business. He's not only built my websites, also created my new logos. My original logo was created by me online. I paid $3 for it. Definitely had to spend some money to create that cohesiveness and synergy between the three organizations. And it was well worth it. My business increased 40% just by investing. And my one thing I will say is I never borrowed any type of money with my business. I reinvested in the business. I didn't leave my full-time work until I saw that I could do it full-time here. And like I said, this is not my only business. I have an umbrella. It's called Love Life Synergy, where we focus on physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial wellness for a life of abundance. I'm also a financial coach and an insurance representative. And so I feed each business into the other business. I am what's called a serial entrepreneur. I'm getting ready to venture into well-being. And so did I know it all? No, but I know how to meet people who know it all. And I believe in partnership. And so what I don't know, I'm going to find out. And if I can't do it, I'm going to pay somebody else to do it for me. So don't worry about knowing it all. Just worry about being able to make those connections with people who know what you don't know. And then you bring value to the table. I do a lot of networking meetings where I just sit down and I kind of chop it up, for lack of better words. And I pull from people's brains and then I let them pull from mine. And so doing that, that's kind of how this whole thing has come about. And I'm just excited. The 5-year plan got a little stalled with COVID, but definitely getting back on track and hoping to be franchised by the time I'm 55, hand it over to the kids.
Wow.
And I hope to be in Jamaica somewhere.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's really big brain of you. You got a really big brain, big ideas. And we just want to thank you for coming on and sharing how you saving lives and creating legacy through hands over hearts for life.
Yeah, this has been so great. Milton is saying, thanks, Deena, for the great information. You guys, Deena is a wonderful addition to the Blind Guy, His Wife family. So thank you for being here today. Anything you want to say to everyone out there? Listen to Giselle. She's like, okay, sis, like you are doing it, and Philip Waldo Jr. says the 5-year plan is on track.
Thank you, Philip. I need that. Thank you. I received that.
Yes, definitely so. So we are going to see you soon. We've got to have you back because this was way too much to pack into one episode. So if you will grace us again, we'll definitely get you back.
I appreciate it. I do. I definitely will.
Well, Deena, don't go anywhere. We're gonna put you backstage. You can hang out for a while. And we'll talk to you.
Gotcha.
Broadcast
see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Well, it was a fabulous time with Deena Franklin.
Yes, Giselle's like, thanks for sharing us with us today. Everybody's excited.
My bell. got your song in, Giselle. I got your song in there.
So where are we going, Corey?
Well, like I said, with marching up upon us, the people kicking back about to watch basketball tournaments. If the teams are still going to play due to what's going on in the environment. But nevertheless, if you got a pony out that you want to pick for the tournament, let us know what college team you think is going to take it to the house. But while you're sitting back enjoying games or Plant-Based Treat by Chef LaQuita Marie.
Easy peasy. Here we go.
Easy guacamole or avocado toast.
First, scoop the avocados into a bowl.
Ingredients.
4 avocados, half a cup of salsa, lime or lemon, and a 1/4 cup of onion, which is optional.
Scoop out any black parts.
So I'm just gonna squeeze the juice of 1 lemon over top of everything.
Add half a cup of salsa. You can use mild, spicy, or chunky, whichever one you like.
Add half a teaspoon of salt, or taste it first. You might not need it because of the salsa. Add a 1/4 cup of onion. It adds crunch and flavor, but it's optional.
It's good?
It's real good.
A+. Thank you.
As a bonus, spread some guacamole on some toast.
Yeah, your own avocado toast.
All right, getting you guys to eat more fruits and vegetables. That's super easy. Sanal is saying it's so important to talk about planning for businesses and to have a strong plan. Kudos to our guest today, Deena. So guys, this has been an exciting episode. She also agrees that I have yummy snacks. So
that guacamole is banging.
It's so easy. It's something that anyone can do. So try it out, guys.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us on this episode of The Blind Guy,
His wife,
Their Life. Join us tomorrow as we're cooking with greens, and we don't mean collard greens.
Oh, and we have Financial Fridays this Saturday. We have a day
we
trader
got
coming
Financial
on.
Fridays this Saturday.
Ooh, this Friday.
1, 2, 1.
Let's end this show because I can't count. I don't know what day it is. We have money. Money is happening on Friday, guys. Learn about some money.
Kwame's Trading. So definitely join us on every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we take you on our journey through a blind guy,
His wife,
their life. And we usually end by saying deuces, but before I dedicate this one to all the Dallas Cowboy fans, another one bites the dust. Deuces!